Coach, how you doing?
Good, Jake. Thanks for having me on, buddy.
Dude, thank you so much for doing this. It's such an honor to talk with you, Coach. I can't wait to talk some hockey. It's gonna get good. You're gonna enjoy. I promise.
I'm sure I will.
So, Coach, you had an eventful summer, obviously, being named the new head coach of the Toronto Maple Leafs. Just how has the move to Toronto been like so far? How you settling in and enjoying the city?
Yeah, really good. I mean, I think it started in the summertime, getting to know the place, getting to know the organization, the players, and just, excuse me, and just spending time here. And I really love it here. Obviously it's a great hockey town and great organization. So far it's been awesome.
It has been awesome. Everyone's looking so forward towards this upcoming season. And Coach, I gotta give you some huge credit so far. You've been so calm with the Toronto media. They can really dig under your skin. Definitely not an easy job to stay so patient and calm like you have. But be honest, did you almost lose it when after two preseason losses, they asked you if it's time to hit the panic button?
No, no, it's all part of the, process. And I get it. They got their jobs to do and they're going to ask questions and you're not always going to like the questions they ask. So you just got to make sure you do your job and answer them and do the best you can do.
100%. Anyway, so training camp is officially over. Out of everything that happened, what stood out to you and how do you feel heading into this opening night?
I think the biggest thing that stood out to me was just the work ethic and excuse me, and the compete from our players. I thought that they worked extremely hard in training camp, competed hard. So I was very happy with camp, but the work ethic that stood out to me was, the best thing.
Based on what you've seen from the Leafs from afar, like from a distance back in the past, and obviously what you're seeing now as the head coach of the team, what do you think an Achilles heel of this team is and you really want to just like improve on?
Yeah, I know. I mean, they've had great seasons, and I think the team has always been able to score goals. Um, it's just falling short in the playoffs, and the playoffs are tough. I mean, the league is very close. I think anybody can beat anybody. That's just a matter of pushing through in there in the playoffs. But we're really trying to focus on getting better defensively here and checking a lot better, getting our penalty kill better and things like that. So that's been a big focus at training camp and going forward is just, winning closer games, tighter games, checking better and keeping the puck out of our net.
So speaking of playoffs, Coach, you've proved that you can definitely win in the playoffs. What you did back in 2019 with the Blues was remarkable. Why do you think the Leafs haven't had playoff success yet? Because, dang, we've been right there so many times in Game 7, just can't get over the hump. What do you think?
Yeah, it's tough. I agree. I mean, it's right there a lot of times and just can't get it done. It's hard for me to speak to that because I'm not here, right? I'm watching from afar, so it's hard for me to comment on a lot of that stuff. Like I said, I think the league is very close and anybody can beat anybody, and that's really, what it boils down to in the end. I mean, you fall short sometimes. Like I said, I'm not here to really comment on the past.
Were you watching that Leafs Bruins series?
I did watch a lot of it, yeah.
It was quite the series.
Yeah, it was a great series, fought hard both ways. They were right there, but just came up short.
Did you see the last play when the way Pasternak scored in overtime to win the series? I had a couple of my friends saying like, yeah, it was a nice play, but it wasn't drawn out. Do you think that was a drawn out type of play by the Bruins coaching staff?
I think it was kind of more of a set play, but I don't know how drawn out it was, but it looked set to me. So, like I said, I'm not on the other team. I don't know what they were doing or what they're talking about.
100%. So I'm a huge fan of Mitch Marner's game. I think he's an incredible two-way hockey player. And there was a lot of offseason talk about Mitch's role with the team moving forward. And I believe he's integral to this Maple Leaf success. Just what stood out to you about Mitch now that you've gotten to coach him?
Yeah, he's a very good two-way player. You know, very good offensively, very good defensively, very intelligent player. We're fortunate to have him here, and I'm fortunate to be able to coach him this year, so I'm really looking forward to it.
Yeah, something I noticed on the last goal, game-winning goal last night, on the Tavares goal. Everyone focused on that crazy slick Matthews, the move and then the pass to Tavares, which was really nice. But Mitch made a great play right before that. The puck was wrapped around the zone. It was on its way out of the O-zone. And then Marner beat Christian Fischer to the puck and made a really aggressive, gritty play along the boards to hold the zone. Is that the type of grit and effort you want this team to play with?
Yeah, for sure. I think that's what we want to be known for. That's got to be our identity, playing hard hockey and gritty hockey. So that's something that we really focused on in training camp, and we're going to continue to focus on.
Yeah, there was tons of signs of physicality last night. There was another play last night when Stephen Lawrence and Ryan Reeves scored a goal that was really a different style of a goal for Leafs fans. They both had a heck of a shift, throwing huge hits and just a heavy forecheck, leading to a beautiful goal. Is that Coach Berube hockey right there?
Yeah, definitely. It's a great goal by those guys. It was a great body check by Reeves behind the net, and then he won the puck battle, and Lawrence went to the net, and Reeves hit him with a pass, and he got it on and off of his his stick right away, which was nice, and made a great shot.
How much are you loving Stephen Lawrence so far?
I think he's been awesome. I mean, he's part of the Stanley Cup team last year that won, and I think he's bringing checking to our team. He's bringing energy to our team, and things like that. So it's been really, really good to see. And the one thing about him is he's such a great guy, and I think his personality is awesome, and it really rubs off on our team.
So I want to talk about rubbing off on the team in a sense of leadership, though. You played 14 years in the league and were a real character type of guy. You've played with some unbelievable players and leaders too. Just your team now has a new captain though in Austin Matthews. What's your expectation for Austin as a captain? Like what a captain should do both on and off the ice.
Yeah, well, he does it already. I mean, he's a hard worker, leads by example. I think as a captain, a couple things that change is, you got to take care of your teammates, and you got to, there's a little more on your plate with things like that and what's going on with the team. And he's got to, make sure that he's got that dialed in, and he's looking out for his teammates and taking care of them.
Are there times where you go into the dressing room, you go into the locker room, and you want the captain to speak up, or is that something like a time where you want to talk and you want
Yeah,
control?
for the most part, I think players will speak up when I'm not in the locker room. And when I'm in the locker room, I just give them, I speak, and sometimes players will speak too, but for the most part, they speak when I'm not in the locker room.
Right. So I actually want to talk about your coaching style. How much do you game plan ahead and plan for the specific opponent that you're facing on a given night, as opposed to just drilling your team system into the guys and making sure they stick to playing some Maple Leafs hockey?
Yeah, it's both. I think we focus on the other team and what their tendencies are and what type of team they are and what they're trying to do. But the more we focus more on our team, how we want to play, dictate how we want to play, and dictate, putting our game plan into place.
So it's a big time balance.
Yeah.
All right. So the goaltending looked really, really solid in the preseason. And I truly believe that one of the best offseason signings was Anthony Stolarz. I think he's super underrated and just will surprise several people. And obviously you guys got just Joseph Wall in net as well. He's so calm and just steady. In your mind, is there a clear number one goalie? And how do you intend to manage the two goaltenders?
Yeah, I think they're both going to get a lot of playing time. That's how I view it. It's a long season, 82 games. We have a lot of back-to-back games this year. So, both goalies are going to see a lot of net. That's kind of how I view it right now.
Right. Just taking it one game at a time, looking at it. So looking ahead to the upcoming season, the Leafs have struggled for the past couple of years, obviously, in the playoffs. Just how would you define a successful season for the Toronto Maple Leafs?
Well, playoffs obviously is a success because it's tough to make it playoffs and it's a long season. So you got to play really good hockey. I think, you know, getting to the playoffs is first step. That's as far as you want to look.
Is this the most talented team that you've coached?
It's definitely one of them for sure. It's a lot of talent in this team. So
Tons of talent, top to bottom.
yeah.
Last question, coach. So the Leafs really focused on the blue line this offseason, bringing in some key defensemen. And Chris Tanev really, really intrigues me because I think he'll be a huge addition for Morgan Riley. What does Tanev bring to the team, and what have you seen from him and Morgan together?
Yeah, character and grit, I think that's what stands out. He's a heart and soul guy, blocking shots and doing whatever it takes to keep the puck out of your net. Very solid character guy. So he's a great addition to our team. Everybody really likes him and likes how he plays the game. So he's been a good fit with Morgan.
Are you set on keeping that pairing together, or are you
Well,
kind
you always start out and maybe change it, so it's still, like I said, things change, right?
right?
So,
Things flicker, things happen. So,
yeah,
Coach, thank you so much for taking the time to join me today on Jake's Takes. Do you enjoy our time together?
I did. Thank you very much, Jake, for having me on. I
Of
appreciate it.
course.